Well, what about Miss Bliss? Any inspiration for her?
Yeah, she's a bunch of people. She's like, one of them was like my brother's old piano teacher, who was like, she was sort of an old maid who didn't know how to handle kids. Who, she wanted to teach them piano, but she didn't. She had, plastic runners in her apartment and plastic covers on her furniture and stuff like that. And this is what my brother told me, at least. And she was like, it's like they have this idealized view of a child, but they can't deal with actual children. But I think Miss Bliss is maybe a little bit more, hands dirtier than that. She was more, earthier maybe somehow.
Oh, yeah.
But she's also a little bit, who's that character on SCTV, that old comedy show, Mrs. Falbo's Tiny Town.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, there again, she didn't know how to handle kids. So she had like, a little afraid of them. But Miss Bliss is like, she's probably okay, but she's just not quite on the level of a child yet. You can't, she's well intentioned, and where that leads to. So
yes,
I just decided the other day that Bliss is probably her first name. I haven't decided her last name yet. So.
Well, what about her love interest, Tommy Fretwork, and who's known as the Banjo Man?
There again, he's known as pulled from a whole bunch of people. Who's like he's like a folk singer. I haven't ever actually had him sing any folk songs, so I'm not sure if he ever actually will. But my brother has some friends who are musical and play banjo and a bunch of instruments like that. And I love the banjo, so that's there's that too. But I figured he's sort of like a handyman, kind of like jack of many trades who can't really do an M too well, and drives a pickup truck, and he hasn't made too many appearances, but none of them have ended well. So it's like like I say, you let these characters wander onto the page and let them wreak havoc, and then you figure out, oh, that's what he does. So
I could see a big future for him. And then last but not least, Mr. Danders. Why a guinea pig?
Well, we had a guinea pig for a while, and he was a classroom reject because of allergy issues. He was, when my older daughter was in kindergarten, they got rid of all the classroom pets because of allergies, and I guess now they don't have anything. Maybe
a rock.
Maybe a rock,
yeah.
And even that, somebody might get and drop it on their foot or something like that. But it was the most inert pet. It just sort of sat there and squeaked. And eventually, my daughters drove them crazy because it would squeak all night, and because they were nocturnal, I guess. But and my editor, Tom Schroeder, at the time said, well, they should have a pet, somebody who talks, a talking animal, something like that. And I thought, well, so it took a while, but I finally figured Mr. Danders, and Danders being, I figured he's this classroom, he's lived in this classroom all his life, and he's like gone through schooling so much, he's earned some kind of degree. He's like, and he's this little pompous fellow, and Tom liked him a lot. So I had him and it was a Sunday strip. It was fun to have him like escape from the cage, like unwillingly. He sort of, he was ejected at one point by Dale, put him on a swing set and shot him in the air. He went over the fence. And then, the kids lost interest in him because so
outside.
Exactly. And so he was wandering loose and trying to handle himself, and nobody recognized he was a guinea pig just because he's so bland. That was one of my favorite things to write too. That series of him.
Of him.
Yeah.
Well, this is probably one of the most important questions, and that is, as you know, I'm a cheesemonger. I've noticed there have been several strips about cheese. Would you like to explain?
Cheese is funny. There are two things. Well, my wife mentioned this like a month or so ago. She teaches a class in like theater and stuff like that to kids in 3rd and 4th and 5th grades and a couple older. And she said all I have to do is say cheese to a class, and they start laughing. And they had to do this thing where they had to make a story about something. And she said, "What's the story going to be about?" And everybody in the class yelled, "Cheese!" So cheese is funny.
Cheese.
It's just funny. It's like, it's fun to eat. It's fun to say. It's like fun to contemplate. It's like the comic strip Agnes. Did you ever read that one?
No.
He had a very funny series about making of cheese. It was just this silly accident. And so Agnes ran around trying to said, I'll try some silly accidents and see if we end up with cheese. So it's like, it's the perfect food group.